Is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horses.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
The show is Horses Sing None of It. My name is Ralph Litwin. Our guest today is Jim West. Welcome to the show, Jim, and Frank Soule.
Thank you. Thank you, Ralph. I really love to be here, and I know Frank does too. It's been a long, long time.
It's been a long time since either of you have been on the show.
That too. It's been a long time since I played with Frank. It's been a long time since breakfast. I don't know.
Well, tell us about that medley you just played.
Yeah, that was some French-Canadian tunes. One was called You Married My Daughter and Yet You Didn't. That's the beginning one. I think that's anatomically impossible. But the second one was called The Kitchen. I like them because it goes from the key of G to the key of A. And A is the fastest of all keys. If you know, I might have been running behind you. It goes so fast that only dogs can hear it sometimes. But it was a good piece of tunes. I think they're great stuff. So you hear them a lot slower than at a contra dance, probably.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Thank you. So what are we going to do now?
You tell me.
Yeah, you tell me. What?
I have a medley in D.
It's
of
medley in
some-
D. All right, we did reels. Now we're going to do some jigs. And you got reels and jigs, and that's about it. So
and waltzes.
this is some derived jigs, Irish derived jigs. They're not truly Irish, except the last one is.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Jim West showing us some of that prize-winning fiddling.
Oh, yeah, that. Well, you can get most anything if you know the judges well enough. But, yeah, well, we did a few things and got lucky, like at the Irish Fleadh in Pearl River. And some of the singing I've been doing. I'll sing one of the songs, maybe I'll sing one of the songs that I sang in Ireland to win a prize over there in the All Ireland. But that'll be after the next song, which is, what? Oh, I know what it is. Yeah. Next song is a special Irish song. It's a song I wrote. I never had any kids of my own. And one night down at the Minstrel Show Coffee House, I was sitting in the green room there, and this beautiful little kid comes up and starts telling me all about how she's studying Irish fiddle and Irish dance. And she got my fiddle out and polished it all up, and then she polished the other. And I wonder if she does this at home. But at any rate, she was so cute that I was inspired to go home and write a song. And the song is named after her. It's called Shannon Reilly. It's a jig. And she's going to come up and dance it right now.
Beautiful. Shannon just happens to be the daughter of our director today, Sandy Reilly.
All right.
Thanks very much, Shannon.
That's great.
Thanks for being a guest on Horses Sing None of It.
Right.
Nice tune.
Thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed it, yeah. And I think the next thing we're going to do is something else I wrote. This one got published in Sing Out magazine, not because I sang it so well, but because Judy Bubar's daughter, Akira, sang it well. And she got noticed at Old Songs, and so they put it in Sing Out magazine.
Congratulations. That's a
Thank
very
you.
nice honor.
Yeah, I feel good about that, for sure. I've been sending them things ever since. Anyway, it's called the butternut tree. The butternut tree is like, it's like a walnut tree, sort of, except that it's a little different. And they used to use the seeds from the butternut tree to dye Confederate war uniforms. It's a pretty well-known tree down in those areas, although not too much known around here. And I did this song because of my great-grandfather, who I knew for 10 years, shows how old I am. But he showed me how to make a whistle once, and I don't remember how to make that whistle, but I put it in this song anyway. Here we go, Frank. Jacob was born, his daddy dug a hole in the early morn, planted the seed of a butternut tree to grow tall and strong as John Jacob would be. The sun came up and the sun went down before many months had gone around. Jacob could crawl, John Jacob could stand, the butternut branch held in his hand. Jacob had a dog, John Jacob had a cat, and the squirrels in the butternut tree got fat. The dog went out to bend his knee, and his favorite tree was a butternut tree. Sap in the butternut rises high, early in the spring when the cold winds die. You can peel that bark off like a skin, make a whistle for to play this song with you. Jacob and Sarah were wed. The preacher stood under the tree and said, "May the love between you always sing, for as smooth as a butternut tree." Along came the little ones, 1, 2, 3, John Jacob, Ginger, and Sally and me. We all had wood and toys for free. John Jacob, he made them from the butternut tree. He had him a pretty good life. For 60 years Sarah was his wife. The kids grew up and had families like branches from that butternut tree. The day still came when he grew old, burned butternut logs against the cold. Every now and then you'd see him walking with a stick from the butternut tree. Jacob, he died and the place was bought by a man who put in a parking lot. The very first part of his strategy was the taking of an axe to the butternut tree. I took a long walk yesterday where the butternut tree used to swing and sway. I looked at the ground where the asphalt cracked. There was 3 little leaves just looking right back. 3 green leaves on a brand new stem. That butternut tree's coming back again.
right, all right, all right.
Thank you very much.
I can see why they printed that and sing out. That's a great song.
Well, thank you very much. And I wish I wish I could write some more like that. That's great. I did write one about my childhood. Well, I grew up in the Appalachian area in long ago. You know, Appalachian, Ohio, and West Virginia. And in those days, we only had one recreational fluid, and it was called beer. And so I wrote a song about all the brands of beer that I could think of. And that's what we're going to do now, if I can still think of them.
Okay.
Too many of them at a time will get you down. Okay. She was only a poor miller's daughter, quite unaccustomed to sin. She Michelob down by the water, now pity the plight she was in. For I was her Iron City logger, she was my sweet Genesee. But now I am sadder but wiser.
Oh.
They've taken my Jenny from me. Bring Bex, oh bring Bex my sweet Genesee. Bring Bex, my Jenny who's carlings to me. Her parents, they both were a Guinness. The batch they could say was their worst. But my Heine could not be persuaded, for she had a terrible thirst. Her mom and her paps tried to tell her I was a Lowenbrow, you see. But she said he's a remarkable feller, none has such a Falstaff as he. Bring Bex, oh bring Bex my sweet Genesee. Bring Bex, my Jenny who's carlings to me. They married her off to an old man who had not a lot left that appeals. He was gross on his neck was a moose head, and the schlitz on his face never healed. Of course she could not abide it. Rheingold would not pay for her soul. So one night when the Lone Star was rising, she went where the rolling rocks roll. Bring Bex, oh bring Bex my sweet Genesee. Bring Bex, my Jenny who's carlings to me.
Hey, that was very punny.
Yeah, the prize is how many beers were there in that song. You don't know, do you?
No, I wasn't counting.
Well, that's what I do. I usually have a song. First I sing a song about a car wreck, and then I sing this song, and the prize is the beer can that we smashed up in the car wreck for winning the number of numbers. There's 21 in that song, by the way. Anyway, what's next on our agenda here, Frank?
Another vocal.
Oh, another vocal?
In D.
A vocal in D.
My Mary.
Oh, that. Okay. All right. This is about a 3.5 to 4 minute song. I hope we have time for that. 3.5.
Yes, you do.
Okay. This is the song that I wrote and went to Ireland and sang in their All Ireland Flaw, and got second prize actually over there, which is actually good. It's noticed. I mean, they didn't send me home without any money. Okay. Got a good D chord, Frank? It was early in springtime I first met my Mary. Early in summer she lay by my side. Early in May when I asked her to marry. Early in June when she first was my bride. My Mary would dance and the mist in the morning would rise from the grass and fade into the sky. And the birds in the trees would sit on their branches and wish they could sing like my Mary and I. On the 15th of August, just a year later, a little wee girl child came into our lives. And the end of the rainbow could never have riches like the gold in her hair and her flashing green eyes. And the passing of time turned our pennies to dimes. The flowers in the field turned to fruit on the vine. And of all the king's men and all the king's horses, there was none that was happy as Mary and I. Once in September I went to a wedding where a fine Irish boy walked away with his prize. And I said to my Mary, how late it is getting. I sure will be missing those flashing green eyes. My Mary, she smiled, and it set me to thinking of the time long ago when she stood by my side and whispered I do while the church bells were ringing so long ago when she first was my bride. Now it's late in December, my Mary lies sleeping on a hill by the church where we stood side by side. And I can tell by the way that these old bones are creaking, it won't be long till I lie by her side. And my Mary will dance, and the mist in the morning will rise from the grass and fade into the sky. And the birds in the trees will sit on their branches and wish they could sing like my Mary and I.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautifully done.
Thank you very much.
Very moving song.
I know if I write a song, and I've heard other people say this, you don't know it's a good song unless it makes you cry. And if it does, then you got to play it enough so it doesn't anymore, and you can do a good job on it. What do we have left? Any idea?
We have just under 3 minutes.
Just under 3
2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes. Do you think we should do the pig ankle now?
I guess we could do that.
Now, why don't we do the pig ankle now? This is a tune that I know Ralph knows, and I've been waiting to play this with him again for a long time. He used to play it with Lou Gelfond, I know, and I like it a lot, and I want to play it with Ralph and Frank now. It's called the Pig Ankle Rag.
Oh, before we go, let's tell people how to get in touch with you in case they want to find out about your music, your
Absolutely.
performances, whatever.
Yeah, you can write to me at WEST110 at verizon.net. I don't have a website yet. I don't have a CD yet, but if you send me $5, someday I'll have one. But at any rate, that's west110 at verizon.net, and I'll be glad to answer anybody's questions or anything else that I can do. Okay, that should take up 2 minutes now.
Thanks very much, Jim, for being our guest on Horses Sing None of It. And
Thank you.
Frank,
Thank you so much.
it was a real pleasure.
Good to see you.
Take it away, Jimmy.
Okay.